One thing that sets Fallsburg Elementary School apart is their innovative learning techniques. Today, we look at engaging learning environments.
Engaging learning environments just pretty much been a buzzword all through education, at least since I've started. There's been different takes on it, different variations. I've done a lot of research, and you can pick up any research today and you see that's what they're pushing, cooperative learning groups, working together. What prompted me to first try it, my first year of teaching, I remember going home and being heartbroken that I had the one or two kids over there that were, playing with the pencils. They were building things out of their erasers. And I thought, okay, I don't want to be that boring teacher. I want to be the teacher that has them engaged, actively working on everything that we're doing. I want to be the fun teacher. So just my first year teaching, I thought, I've got to fix this. So I've worked really hard to just teach them different strategies for working together. And there's a strategic way that we pair them up and just different purposes. Like I said, there's different variations of group work. But as long as they're taking responsibility for their learning and they're helping each other and we've modeled those ways, that's what's important. But I wanted to be the teacher that they always remembered. That way that learning stuck with them.
I have been looking at various ideas for engaging learning spaces because I believe that an engaging environment will lead to a higher student achievement. And so I have looked a lot at different resources to find arrangements that will work in my classroom that might help us raise achievement. I looked on Pinterest. I have joined one of the KVEC Twitter chats and looked at some of the resources that they had posted in order to find ideas to use in my classroom. I didn't really know where to turn to find middle school flexible seating. I felt that it was a little bit more challenging for larger students because a lot of your flexible seating options are kind of, more tailor-made for smaller kids. So I really didn't know what to do. My number one resource, though, that I went to was right at my fingertips, and it was my students.
I came up with my arrangement in a different way because I don't have the traditional desks in my room. I have round tables. So I couldn't break apart desks and get rid of those things. So I wanted to keep the tables in the room, but just allow them to sit there differently. And so I have raised some of them for standing tables. I've removed the legs and lowered them for sitting tables, and then just made different kinds of ways to sit at tables for tables that are at a normal height. So I still had to keep the tables in my room for them to have a working surface because I didn't want to remove the working surfaces and the grouping completely.
When I'm on the yoga balls, it takes my energy and me focusing on my tests and all that. The standing table is for people who like to stand and work. And your other chairs, your floor sitting and your yoga ball table with 3 yoga balls and the one chair with the band. The band, when you put your feet inside of it, the teacher tells us to, or when you're moving your feet, you don't kick the other people on the outside of the table. With the old chairs, you would kick the people at the other side of the table.
So my kids have just they've chosen to separate themselves out. Hardly any of them sit beside of each other. We have our whole group and they sit beside of each other, but when they branch out into, some of them may be on the computer center, some are in a reading group, some are doing a math center, a writing center, they're all over the place. They have chosen for themselves where they want to sit and where they work best, and it's really helped out. One student started it, and they all have, it's like 4 corners of the room, and they've got themselves divided out.
It is just very important to remember that it's the student's classroom. We are facilitators, but the room belongs to the students. And as long as we are able to keep that in mind and to make our spaces friendly for them, they'll be happy to come in there and we'll be happy to have them.